Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. This is Backyard Edition. Today I'm bringing you inside my backyard because I'm about to sow some seeds. I'm about to plant my vegetable garden and my herb garden. I just got this new planter box. Danny made it for me, and he's going to actually jump on and tell us how he made it. We've been getting some requests from friends and some family members about how this was made. So yeah, let's hear right from the source. Danny, will you tell us how this planter box was made, just like the brief version, please?
The short version. Hello, everyone. So I will tell you that I basically have never built anything prior to this. Did not grow up doing much handiwork. Didn't really own any saws or anything like that. But got some help from my neighbor who actually knows a ton about this kind of stuff. So we bought these 2x4 boards. We bought the 4 of them, big long ones, about 8 feet long. Yeah, I have all of the directions, by the way. So I wrote it all down. And
he made a little guide.
I made a little guide. So if you're curious, but basically what I'll just give you the big overview, which is we have these 4 different sides, these 4 posts here. So post, 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 post.
See?
And I created these beveled edges here so that metered edges so that they kind of come to a point next to the post.
Very nice.
Yeah. And we have a bottom, which you probably won't be able to see, but basically I created slats.
You
and
can feel them. They're here.
Yep.
Everything has some slats. But when you water it, the water sort of comes through, which is
right.
Good, so that there is a little drainage, which works really, really well.
And we wanted to create a pretty deep amount so that the roots could go down, even for stuff like carrots and stuff like that, where you're root vegetables as opposed to just things that are going up.
And sweet potatoes, some of these things that really just require a lot more depth. We got the inspiration from our neighbor, like Danny said, who did this exact same thing, but made it a little bit more narrow for just herbs. So here we go. Thank you so much.
Here's our raised bed. If you need the directions, just let me know, and I'll post them or share them or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, everybody should grow their own food. I think it's a really important part about eating plant-based and about just living a healthy life. So
thanks, Danny.
No problem. Have fun.
All right, so I'm just going to plant some of my first vegetables here in my brand new raised bed. I'm going to show you the vegetables that I'm going to go ahead and put down into this soil. So I made a little tray to show y'all. I'm going to do some herbs as well as vegetables. I've never done this before. It's my very first time doing it. So this is totally an experiment. I thought, why not just turn the camera on in the backyard to show you and bring you along on my journey. So I'm going to today plant some arugula, some green leaf black-seeded lettuce, just like regular green leaf lettuce, some Bloomsdale spinach, which is really, really yummy. I'm also going to plant some radishes, some onion. I think I'll throw down some carrots too, some Nanette carrots. I have those seeds inside. I'll grab those. And then I have these amazing 12-inch pots on the ground. I'm going to just do one of these. And no, I'm not going to plant the whole flatbed, but I am going to plant part of it so you can see. And in my pot in the ground, I'm going to do some herbs. I think parsley. I'm going to do cilantro, and this is slow bolting cilantro, so it's really great. Some Genovese basil and some Italian oregano. And then I'm going to skip the mint because I'm growing some chocolate mint inside at my windowsill, and it's growing really, really well. So I don't really need to overdo it on the mint. I think I'm going to save this for another pot later. But one thing I want to say about mint is it happens to be an incredible weed. So it'll kind of find roots through any hole source that it can. And anytime I've ever planted mint, it's found a way through the drainage hole to kind of replant its own roots inside of the bottom of our ground of our backyard. So I don't want that. I'm going to save this for a smaller container another time. So let me get started. I'll place these here, and I'm using these wonderful seeds. These are from Back to the Roots. I wanted to bring these on board and use these in my flatbed because I actually have a water garden. I post about it sometimes at Chef D. Malfi, Daniela Malfitano on Instagram. And my water garden is really great. It's a self-cleaning water garden. It is made by Back to the Roots. And what it is, it's actually a fish tank on the bottom. I have a betta fish and a freshwater snail. And then on the top, it's actually an amazing aqua culture water garden that actually self-cleans the tank while growing microgreens on top. So it's really cool. And I've been inspired by this company, so I bought seeds from them, and they're really great. So let me get started. I think I'm going to just do the radishes while we're on camera and maybe the spinach and then one of the herbs. So I'm just going to start with the radishes, and I'm going to do it in rows here. So I'll do radishes here. I'll do onions right next to it, and then spinach, and then I'll do one of the herbs in my pot. So first thing I want to do is grab my little gardening gloves, which I have. I'm going to open up my radish package here. I love that these packets are USDA organic, which is great. I really want to have an organic garden. And I'll grab some of these seeds, and I'm putting them in a little cool pour. This is my liquid measuring cup, and I want to show you the seeds. If you've never seen radish seeds, here you go. Here's an opportunity to see them. They look delicious. You sometimes will find these inside of grains like rice. Sometimes you'll have a blend of these radish seeds in. So I'm going to keep it really, really simple. I'm going to just basically take my spade, as they call it, or my small shovel, and just kind of make a well. I'm going to do this. I'll do 2 rows here. Make a well. I don't really need my gloves because I'm just going to drop them in. I'm going to keep this really simple. So take your well, and remember, you don't need to actually waste any space in this flatbed. So I've been watching the masterclass by Ron Finley. If you're not familiar, you should definitely check out the Gangsta Gardener. That's what he goes by. Ron Finley is his name. He's an LA gardener, and he gardens in his neighborhood in East LA. It's really wonderful to see the work that he's doing, and he just uses these areas, these basically old parking lots, and he converts them into gardening areas. So radishes are down. It does not take long. I think I planted 5 or 6. That's probably enough. And like I said, this is a total experiment. I have no idea if this is going to work. I really hope that it does. I got some really great soil. I don't have any composting yet that I have set up in my home. So that's coming next. But right now, I'm just going to plant a little bit of each. Now, I think I'll do onions as well. And these are evergreen bunching onions. They're really great. Let me just take them out. I'll show you the seeds. All right, so I love these green onions, scallions as they go by. Why did I decide to plant these particular vegetables? Well, I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to actually plant the vegetables that I use most often. So like the common veggies in my house. So definitely radish, definitely green onion, definitely spinach, arugula, green leaf lettuce. I use these every single day, and it's getting to the point now, especially during this moment of sheltering in place, I guess for some of us not sheltering as much anymore, but I was buying these ingredients over and over and over again from week to week to week and realizing, wow, I can just kind of create a space and grow them and see if it works. So here are my evergreen bunching seeds. I want to show you them. I think it's important to see the seed too. This is the evergreen seed, just these dark black seeds, kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to make another kind of well with my spade shovel here. You kind of have to remember where the last row was, so kind of keep track in your own head. And these will go down. I think I'll do a little bit more than that. And I'm not even gonna try to cover them up or pound them down with a bunch of soil. It's really, I just wanted them to kind of gently be laid in their soil bed, and that's it. I don't need to do much more than that. All right, I'm pushing some soil over. I'll do one more row in my flatbed here, or my raised bed, and then I'll go down and do my herbs on the ground in my 12-inch pot. All right, so one more. Let's see, I'll do it right here. This is gonna be so good. Hi, spider. Now, I think I'm going to do a really long row of spinach. All right, I'm going to do Bloomsdale spinach. Here it is. If you've never seen it, this is the one that's kind of blooms up. It kind of has lots of these flowering, green flowering leaf bunchy things, which I really like. That's why it's called Bloomsdale. It continues to kind of bloom. It looks like little green clouds, if you will. So I love this. I love spinach. Spinach is a dark leafy green. It's very, very high in iron, as most of us know, fiber, of course. And then if you didn't know this, I want to share, it's actually very high in calcium. So where people often, or when they go plant-based, people often say, where are you going to get your protein? And where are you going to get your calcium a lot of the time if you're not eating dairy? Well, you get it from dark leafy greens. And I'm using a lot of spinach these days. We use spinach every single day in smoothies. We also saute it, and we also put it in salads, of course. So we eat it a lot raw. And then we also use it to make like really beautiful, I should say I use it to make really dark green sauces. And plant-based food is really wonderful when you can make vibrant sauces and things like that. So here are the spinach seeds. Take a look at these. These are really cool. These are big. They kind of look like little pebbles. They're much bigger than I was expecting. Kind of cool, right? And they're going to go into my well here. I'm going to drop them down. I'm going to use the full amount that I've taken out here. And just be really sure about where you're placing this down, and then just cover it up with some soil. Again, you don't need to like try to pack this. It doesn't need to be packed too tightly. That's it. All right, so that's done. Now I want to do some of my herbs. I think I'll do these three. I think I'm going to do basil, cilantro, oregano, and parsley. But I think maybe I'll just do one with you here on the camera. I think, why don't I do cilantro? I've been really kind of feeling like I want some cilantro growing in my garden. Cilantro is sometimes hard to come by. So I don't. For me, it's been out a lot of the times when I've tried to go to the grocery store to find it. So hopefully I can get some here in my own soil, in my own backyard, and never have to worry about getting it out of my home. Again, growing your own food is really fun. I hope that this takes off. I hope that they bloom into something. I hope that I'll have a beautiful cilantro bush after this. All right, so take a look at these seeds. It's really cool to know that cilantro, the word for cilantro in other countries is coriander. And what you have here are coriander seeds. Yes, these are the exact same seeds that are called coriander when you buy them in seed form in the spice section. And in all other countries except for the United States, cilantro is called coriander. We're the only country that calls cilantro. Cilantro usually goes by the seed name. And it's beautiful. So these are exactly the same thing. You could actually, take these right from the spice jar, the whole coriander seeds, and you can actually grow them. So this is great. I'm going to just bring you down into the pot here. I'm going to, here we go. You can see I grabbed my spade. That's what Ron Finley calls it. Ron, if you're watching, is this called a spade? Is that right? I think it is. All right, so I have my amazing organic matter here with all this soil. I laid this soil down a couple days ago. It does have some earthworms in it that came kind of naturally just from sitting here for the last couple of days. It looks great. And I'm just going to make sure that the soil is not too tight. I think I have maybe a bit too much here, so I'm going to remove some. I'll put it in this. I think that's good. All right, and just like we did with the veggies, figure out where you want this to go. Make a little hole with your shovel, your spade, and then cover it up ever so gently with some soil, and that's pretty much it. I think where I'm going to go with this, I'll maybe this outside edge here. So I'm just going to make like a little well. I'm just going to throw these coriander seeds or cilantro seeds right in. This is slow bolting, which is really cool. Hopefully that means it's going to continue to give a bunch of herb after it germinates a little bit in the soil and starts to come up as a plant. So that's it. It took me like a second to do that, right? Really, really simple. I think I'm going to call it quits for right now. Not to bore you. I didn't want this to go on for too long. I think I'm going to go ahead and plant in the rest of my planter box, maybe some Nanette's carrots, like I said. Maybe I'll try some of the lettuces, the arugula, and the green leaf lettuce. It'll be really nice. But I think that's it for now. I really like to do this because I want to kind of just experiment and see, if this takes off, you better believe we'll be back here picking and harvesting the vegetables that we grow here. So I hope that it does work. I'll continue to check in and tell you how it's going. But thank you so much for joining. I see there's several people that came on. I want to say thank you so much. Claudia, Pam, Adam, Marie, Red, Joey, Yosefat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I'm coming live every day to you, Monday through Friday, every weekday, just to give you a live cooking lesson or a backyard planting lesson, because of course this is plant-based made easy. If you want to learn more about going plant-based and living a plant-based lifestyle, please join my Facebook group called Plant-Based Made Easy. It's right here. It's a free Facebook group. We've had an amazing response from people. We have now way over 100 people that just joined, brand new since last week. So I'm really excited. It seems like there's a demand and a lot of people want to understand why plant-based is cool right now, why it's interesting to consider going plant-based, even if it's just for a couple of your meals per week or going in fully, because it's important to choose our health. So hashtag choose health. I'm just going to read through this really fast to see if there's any comments. Hi, Marie, I see that you're here. Thank you so much. I see Adriana. Thank you so much. Okay, there's no questions, but I appreciate the love and support. Like I said, you guys, I'm going to be doing this every single day. And if you have a question, ask your questions during any of these live streams, because I can pop your name and your picture right up here with StreamYard. We love this service. And yeah, we can just start the conversation about plant-based living, about plant-based eating, and about plant-based growing. So I really hope this takes off. These packets say that this should actually, all of these herbs and veggies should take off in a matter of anywhere between 6 and 12 days. They may start germinating. So fingers crossed. We need some sunshine. I'm going to give it some water right now. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. We're going to be back in the kitchen tomorrow, and I'm going to make some grilled stone fruit because it's starting to pop up right now at the farmers markets as well as the supermarkets. And I just got beautiful peaches and apricots. I'm going to grill those up, and I'm going to make some delicious nut pulp granola, which I mentioned. I kind of showed you a little just like teaser of it yesterday with the yogurt. But tomorrow we're going to grill up some fruit. We're going to make some granola so that you have an excuse to use the yogurt we made yesterday. And I can answer any of your questions about that yogurt making again if you guys are curious about that. But join me tomorrow back in the kitchen. And I hope to see you there. What else do I want to tell you? Oh, that I love you. Thank you so much. Have a great day, you guys.